Gold and silver are soaring back today, and you may be wondering, where is this all coming from? It just seems like a couple of days ago we started to see weakness in both gold and silver, and now it seems like the prices are soaring back. Well, again, I'm a guy who likes to take a global macro view of things, then take those thoughts and bring them down to assets such as gold and silver to give an explanation as to why. Now, we've been focusing a lot of our coverage on the United States, but we have yet to focus that same level of analysis on the other big players in GDP, such as the United Kingdom. Because if you take a look across the pond, especially over the last couple of days, you may have noticed something. You may have noticed something like this. That's right. What you see right there is cases. For the longest time, we saw cases rising exponentially up to the north side of the vid. And what essentially happened was on the 20th, we hit a peak in cases in the UK. And then since that point, they've been coming down precipitously. They've been just dropping like a rock. But what's interesting is right on that day, right on July 20th, we saw something really interesting. We saw the British pound to dollar, hit its lowest point, meaning the dollar had a little bit more strength than the pound. And now we're starting to see the pound gain more strength against the dollar. Basically starting at the same point that we saw that apex in 2020 cases on July 20th. Here on July 20th on this graph, you see that the pound to dollar hit its lowest point and now it's going back up, meaning the pound is gaining strength against the dollar. But what exactly is going on here? Well, especially obviously currency pairs give weakness or strength depending on where things are fluctuating. So for a while, the dollar was gaining strength, but now it's been coming down. Take a look at the DXY. Again, its major competitors within the DXY are the euro. You also have the yen. You also have the pound. Now, let's take a look at where the DXY is right now, 91.95. Whereas several days ago, we were getting extremely close to the $93 level, or not dollar, but the 93 level. And again, let's take a look at how things were looking around a month ago. Now, I hate using Market Watch here because it just lags everything on this video and just kind of lags everything on the computer. But I'm going to show you essentially my thesis again, shown in the DXY. Take a look at the highest point in the DXY in near terms. It was on July 20th. Again, the same day where we had the apex in 2020 cases, the same day where we had the lowest point in the GBP over USD was the highest point of the DXY. And since that point, we've been going down, going up, and now we're falling down precipitously. So what exactly has been happening as far as the outlook on the pound and maybe even the UK that we may not have had before? Well, pound sterling tipped to benefit against euro as investors pick Delta's winners. That's according to Credit Suisse. And there we have the picture of the IMF chief economist, Gita. And let's see exactly what they are looking at here. I'm going to read this highlight here. A high penetration of the shots, falling cases, and the elimination of restrictions means the UK economy is set to grow strongly into year end, leading the IMF to hike their forecasts for the economy in their latest quarterly assessment. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about that in my forecast for gold and silver, because that's going to play a huge role as far as where we're going to see prices. But let's continue. The IMF upgraded economic growth forecast for the UK to 7%, meaning the country will join the US in having the fastest growth of the G7 group of leading rich countries this year in 2021. Take a look. There's only there are only two countries here that are projected to have 7% growth. The United States in 2021, and now the United Kingdom. That was upgraded just recently. So with that forecast, again, the UK was one of the first countries to deal with Delta. You see cases dropping here, and you see cases in France and the United States rising up. They are on the path already of, hey, we just kind of dealt with this, and we just open restrictions, or we just lessen restrictions. Our economy is going to start ramping back up. The pound is forecasted to gain strength against the dollar, or is gaining strength against the dollar, with the forecast that, hey, there might be the possibility of the Bank of England raising rates sooner than we might have thought, also giving credence to a stronger pound against the dollar. So, as I said in the past, I did not think this near-term dollar strength was going to last. I didn't think it was time yet, and obviously we're seeing information here that follows that as well. So again, we are global macro investors here on this channel. We don't just like to dig around a little bit here and do our own research. And as you can see, it's matching up to what we're seeing here, with gold being at 1826 today and silver getting very close to where it was a couple of weeks ago, getting very close to that $26 level. So things are starting to shake back out again. Now, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below.